Hello and welcome to FinextraTV. I'm Alex Lippic and you join us at a busy Money 2020 here in Amsterdam. And I'm very pleased to be joined by Jon Levine of Banking Circle. It's great to have you here, Jon. Thank you for speaking with us.
Yeah, thank you. Great to be here as well. It's been quite a Money 2020, right? 3 days of intense and full discussions. It's been really productive, hasn't it?
And you can just hear the buzz, can't you, in the background?
You can, yeah.
Jon, what role do financial infrastructure providers play in ensuring the globalisation of payments, in your opinion? Let's start there.
Yeah, so I mean, for ourselves, we're a bank, right? And we see ourselves as part of the financial infrastructure facilitated commerce around the globe. Now, commerce, as we know, is an increasingly global phenomenon, right? And there's more and more trade across borders. But remember that actually the ultimate buyer of the goods and services thinks local in terms of how they engage with financial utilities, right? So whether it's local payment methods, local cards, local bank accounts, and actually it's banks like ourselves in the middle that can connect the dots from one end of the payment to the other to make it easy for each end of the transaction to pay and receive funds in their familiar way.
Sure. Thank you for that interesting insight. So in terms of instant payments, that's what a lot of people are talking about at the moment, how can payments businesses really tackle that challenge, do you think?
So it really depends on the country where everyone is. If you look at some of the forward-leading markets like the UK, I think actually instant payments is going really well. The ecosystem has been maturing over the last 3 or 4 or 5 years. Some other parts of the world, it's a newer phenomenon. The EU in particular has really made some strides toward bringing wide-scale adoption of instant payments to the nearer term. It's actually becoming mandatory to receive instant payments in the Eurozone in 2025.
Right.
And we shouldn't underestimate the challenge that this brings. Not only is it the technical layer of how you process the payments in the payment scheme, but all of your IT stack, whether it's your core banking system, your sanctions engine, your customer screening has to be aligned to instant payments. Of course, there's fraud considerations as well, right? So how do you mitigate issues of consumer fraud, sending payment to the wrong person or to a bad actor, and then the money disappears instantly as well, which is a new challenge. So there's a lot going on in this space in many different parts of the globe. It's very exciting to see, but it's also brings significant challenges to banks and payments businesses as they gear up for it.
No, absolutely. There is a lot going on, and it's amazing to see how things have evolved as well over the last 12 months, and exciting to see what's going to happen in the next year. In terms of infrastructure and technology investments, they're often cited as barriers to change. So what are payments business, do you think, doing to kind of combat this?
So it's a really significant undertaking to move to an instant payment system, and it's not to be underestimated, the challenges that it brings. We, of course, do think that is the way of the future. We live in a faster, more digital world, and payments will catch up with some of the other ways in which we engage internationally and quickly. It's really about kind of bringing the technology stack forward, about the systems, the payment systems themselves being available, safe, secure, and all of the parts of the ecosystem coming together. So things like confirmation of payee, rules of the game being clarified regarding fraud reimbursement, which is very topical in the UK right now. And then of course the future will be, how do you create interoperability between instant payment schemes in different parts of the world? So if you look at the Eurozone being adjacent to the UK, how do you marry up UK instant payments with EU instant payments? So we're really at the forefront of this, and just at the beginning of the journey of where the world's going.
Sure. In terms of cross-border payments, where are we at? What progress is being made in terms of breaking down these cross-border payments, do you think, Jon?
So cross-border payments tend to be very different in nature than the local instant payments we're familiar with in the UK or the EU or Singapore, for example. So cross-border payments tend to be for really corporate transactions or remittance or a number of purposes. And I think, the market has long said that cross-border payments are kind of broken, so to speak. They take too long, they cost too much. I do think the trend is improving. I think there's both efforts by existing legacy players to up their game. I think SWIFT is bringing new technology to the forefront. And there's also new entrants like ourselves that are looking at ways to process cross-border payments faster, to make cutoff times more customer friendly, and to also improve the traceability of the payments. So I do think we're heading in the right direction. I still think in cross-border payments there's an awfully long way to go to really get to where the ultimate end user wants to be, but the direction of travel is definitely positive.
It's It's a really nice, positive end to the conversation. We're heading in the right direction. Let's keep going as best we can. Jon, it's been a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you so much for giving up your time. We do appreciate it.
Likewise, and thank you.
Thank you.